A Christopher Audrey special. Unhappy landing. One of the stations on Thomas's branch line is near an airfield. Sometimes flying displays are held there during the summer, and then Annie and Clarabel, as well as special trains pulled by Percy and Toby, are full. When the flying has finished, the visitors get into the trains again so that Thomas and his friends can take them home. "Fancy giving yourself a stiff neck watching all that," Thomas said scornfully. "I've got better things to do." But Percy liked the aeroplanes. "I think it's fun," he said. "It must be nice to be able to fly wherever you want." "Pooh!" scoffed Thomas. "Who needs to buzz about like that? I'd rather have my safe rails, thank you." One day, Percy came to Farquhar with some startling news. Some men had arrived at the airfield and were being taken up in an aeroplane so they could jump out of it. "They've got sort of umbrella things," Percy explained. "They open and carry the men down safely." "They're called parachutes," said Thomas's driver. "The men are from the army. They've come on a special training exercise." "Stupid nonsense," grunted Thomas, and went to the shed for a rest. The parachute exercise went on all next day too. That evening, when Thomas stopped at the station by the river for a drink, the station master came along the platform. "Hold the train for a few minutes, please," he said to the guard. "One of those parachute chaps has landed in the river, and they think the best way to get him back to the airfield is by train." "Humph," muttered Thomas grumpily. "Serves him right. I've a good mind not to wait." "Now, Thomas," warned his driver, "just remember where you would have been if Terence hadn't helped you out of the snow." Thomas did remember. He said he was sorry, and a few minutes later the soldier, very wet and miserable, was helped into Clarabel. The signal lifted, the guard blew his whistle, and Thomas set off. "Hurry, hurry, hurry!" he puffed. He was anxious to make up for his bad temper. It wasn't far to the airfield, and Thomas reached the station quicker than ever before. The soldier was helped off the train, and his officer came to thank Thomas. "I'm glad I could help," Thomas told Percy in the shed that night. "But I still think that jumping out of aeroplanes is silly.